Hey guys, this is Sir Robert here. We're going to watch an attack of one of our new Town Hall 8s, Chris, the Invisible Man. He's a great attacker, and watch him attack this particular Town Hall 8 base. So the way I approach this base, as you guys have heard many times, is I look at the air defense units, where they're located, and what's the easiest to get to with my dragons. I look at my high hit point storage buildings and how many are in front of these buildings, which is going to slow my dragon attack. So of these, we have basically the clan castle, which that doesn't affect too much except for between these two. There's nothing between these two here, and between these two here, you have this dark elixir storage, which you really don't want to deal with either. So these two I don't like because this is in the way, and these two I don't like as much because that's in the way. These two are fairly accessible with these gold storages in front, which will slow things down. But from there, they'll go directly to the air defense units. Which, by the way, I think is, looking at this type of base design, this is a mistake. You really don't want to have your gold storage directly next to it because you know the path of the dragons is going to absolutely be in this direction, so that's not optimal. I look at the air sweeper too. I don't want to have to come into the air sweeper if I don't have to, so looking at this base, this direction of attack would be perfect. Taking out the air sweeper, stopping at these storages, going right to those air defenses. Let's watch this attack. So you guys have seen me make these videos before. I like to take these outer buildings out first because if you don't, this is a great example. If you don't, the dragons will turn outward, which is exactly what happens here. Here, it's not going to make a difference because, and Chris knows this going in, they're going to get hung up on these gold storages. So these dragons, if they come in this direction, they're going to come around to this gold storage and make their way in. These dragons here are going to make their way again directly into the air defense. It doesn't matter. But he's got another dragon left, and he's already dropping more in the center because these are all cleared out. So he knows that these are going to come right up the middle here. You guys also know that I love having balloons in my clan castle. I don't think there's a better troop to have in your clan castle when you have an all dragon attack than balloons, because you know they're going directly for defenses. Now, alternatively, if you have high level hogs, yes, that would be an option as well. But with high level hogs, you do have to think about bombs. So with balloons, you don't. Um, and of course, you always like to release the balloons in a direct path between your release point and whatever it is you're trying to destroy. In this case, Chris, the Invisible Man, opts to release them here, which is a direct. The only place they can go is really right towards that air defense. Now, how do you release that just a little bit over to the left here? You know, in this area, it'll go to that Tesla tower. So whatever's closest, the balloons are going to go to. If you release the balloons over here, they'd stop at the Tesla, then the mortar, and then come over. So he released them here, which is the closest point to this air defense with a direct line at that air defense. This Tesla is going to be busy firing on one of these dragons. These air defenses are refiring on these dragons, so they're going to make a direct path there. Hey guys, we're going to look at one more attack by Chris the Invisible Man on our last war on a pretty maxed out Town Hall 8. This is a pretty tough base to attack. These max Town Hall 8s. The only good thing about it is the defenses at least are all pretty centralized here in the middle of this base. So having those in the center here makes it a little easier as the dragons rip through versus having a little more spread out, which makes it more difficult. So I don't remember how he attacked this base, but I'll just take a quick look at it and thinking of how I would do it. I would probably take out the air defense with lightning spells and in the back left here. Hopefully you can see my pointer. If you can't, it's at the left side of the screen, and then I would attack basically from the right side of the screen, um, from about 330 across that this direction, coming across the air sweeper towards the two air defenses that are remaining. The reason why is I don't want to have to come across from the left bottom left side because I have the clan cats to contend with. I don't want to come across from the top, although that would be okay because I do have the town hall in between the two air defenses. They're a little more spread out there, and I also have to go through the dark elixir storage. So I would prefer to come from the right side. Let's see how Chris handles this attack. So that's exactly what my thought process was, to take that out only because it's easier to attack the other two. And let's watch this play out. So that's another great little tidbit for you guys. I do that all the time. If I see huts in the corners from the side I'm attacking from, I take them out immediately. The reason being is if I start my attack on my funnel without taking out those huts or whatever building is there, my dragons are going to rip through the base right clear to the other side, and then when the attack's over with little time left, they're going to have to come all the way back to try to take out those huts. Well, guess what? I'm telling you from experience, many times it just doesn't happen, and you wind up having 99% base destroyed, 2 stars, and 2 stars to me is not a great attack. So that is just that's a great little pickup there. Just you want to take those huts out right immediately, then they'll come in and start the funnel. So in contrast to the last attack, uh, Chris really focused on the funnel here because he knew that he needed it. This was a really maxed base. He really had to get these dragons going up the middle of this base. So he really did a great job funneling these dragons, getting these dragons up the middle. That was really a fantastic attack on a really tough base. Great job, Chris.